Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're looking at Neo and ONVO specifically. ONVO brand to launch two models in 2025, a large SUV and a sedan. Now that means a sedan for ONVO is coming. We knew that there was a larger SUV that was on the way. The current ONVO vehicle is the L60, and the L60 is like a crossover. It's not really a sedan. It's a little bit higher off the ground. It's a bit more space. It's like a crossover, but it's not a full SUV. It's kind of like the Polestar 4. They're both in almost the same category. The brand unveiled its debut model, the ONVO L60, in May, and it started deliveries on September 28th. Led by Alan Hay, the brand aims to quickly ramp up production and deliver 5,000 units in October, 10,000 units in December, and 20,000 units in March. But what about January and February? So, okay, here's a list of their expectations. It looks like there's no data on the November expectations or the February expectations. But these are the December, January expectations are like 16,000 and March is like 20,000. By the way, that's monthly. That's quite remarkable if they happen to accomplish that. So ONVO is planning to unveil a 6 to 7 seat SUV by the end of the first quarter, with delivery starting around May 2025. That would be incredible. That would be incredible. Last May, a few weeks after ONVO's brand unveiling, Alan Hay announced that the company was developing 6 or 7-seater models designed for larger families. The second model will be the brand's first sedan. It is planned to be unveiled in the second half of the year, so that'll be around Q3 or Q4 next year, 2025. The automotive blogger Think Car said on X this Friday, adding, the brand will maintain a space of launching one new vehicle annually in the future. What? That would be remarkable, especially from ONVO. Now, according to local media, Neo's main factory has implemented double shifts, with primary production capacity dedicated to the ONVO L60 while sharing production lines with Neo models, the ES8, the ET5, the ET5 Touring, and the ET7. Neo's sub-brand ONVO registered 930 units of the L60 model between October 14th and the 20th, up from 900 units registered in the second week. However, it is known that China's Golden Week holiday took place in early October, impacting vehicle sales across several auto markets. With a recovery seen in the latter half of the month, the long-range variant of the L60 equipped with an 85 kilowatt battery pack is scheduled for delivery in December. In a recent research note, Deutsche Bank analyst Wang Bin stated that ONVO has received over 30,000 non-cancelable orders since its launch. Though official data can be confirmed, orders has not been disclosed. ONVO has recently mentioned that production capacity has improved due to the collaboration with key partners, enabling the company to meet demands more effectively. Now, there's a quote from the company, and they stated, the estimated delivery times we've provided are likely final, though early deliveries cannot be ruled out. The L60 standard range model featuring a 60 kilowatt battery is priced around $29,000 US, while the long range 85 kilowatt variant starts at $33,000 US approximately. So that is interesting. You know, two new models for ONVO in 2025. I knew that there would be at least one new model, which was the SUV, but I didn't realize that they're moving so fast. So by the end of next year, they'll have 3 models available on the market. That's remarkable. Now, that says a lot about the brand. That really does say a lot about the brand. But even more impressively is that Neo's not just launching 2 new models for ONVO next year. They're also launching Firefly brand. Now, Firefly, that's not the official name, but eventually we will get the official name. So for now, you can clearly see this is the EV blog, by the way, by Alfonso. You know, in the Asia sector, there are BYD, Neo Group, XPeng, you know, Geely, SEAT, Xiaomi. But if you go to the Neo Group, they've got Neo, ONVO, and Firefly. Naturally, the Firefly name is still just a code name, but it's what we have to go on for now. I remember ONVO also used to have a code name. For the life of me, I can't remember what it is. But we've had multiple leaks for some time now of what the Firefly first vehicle could look like. It definitely seems like they're going for a smaller portfolio of vehicle. You know, this is the shape and body that we're essentially looking at. Just a vehicle being tested in and around Europe by the looks of it. And As rumors have speculated for a very long time, it is a Firefly vehicle. But what NIO is trying to do is to put the NIO technology in all of these vehicles. So this vehicle that you're looking at could be a vehicle that's capable of battery swapping, and they will try to make this incredibly affordable. Now, I don't know how distinctive the design will be. We don't know the official name of the company, which is strange that we don't know the official name. But they also have plans to unveil this next year. They'll unveil the company and they'll unveil the company's first car. The NIO's second sub brand that targets a more affordable and smaller segment will arrive in Europe in the market in 2025, despite the soon to be confirmed extra tariffs from European Commissions on Chinese made electric vehicles. The brand will be launched on December 21st in China, amid NIO's annual event where the first model, an affordable boutique compact car, according to the CEO William Li, will be revealed. In early September, during the second quarterly earnings, NIO's chief executive said that both sub-brands ONVO and Firefly will arrive in Europe next year. That's remarkable. Now, you know NIO is operating in like 5 or 6 markets in Europe. I think it's Netherlands, I think it's Germany, I think it's Belgium, I think it's Sweden and Norway. I could be wrong. I do apologize if I'm wrong. But they're operating in those markets relatively close to each other, and they've put a pause on European expansion because they want to focus on those markets, just you know um promoting the cars in those markets as much as possible, building the infrastructure such as charging stations and such like that. But while they continue to negotiate this tariff, there's this tariff negotiation with Chinese brands. While they continue to negotiate this with the European Union or with the European Commission, they've got stuff on pause. Now, according to Nick Gibbs of Automotive News Europe, citing a source, NIO's plan remains unchanged despite the European Commission's intentions to impose additional tariffs on electric vehicles made in China, starting next year. A big difference is that we're not only have NIO brand and products, but also products from ONVO and Firefly, which are more usable, suitable for a global market. With that, we will actually more active with our international expansion, Lee stated, and end quote. Over the last month, the model has been seen undergoing road tests in China, Germany, and in the Netherlands several times this year. So they've tested in Netherlands, China, and Germany. So, Germany and Netherlands, those are some of the top markets that NIO is operating in within Europe. And like I said, because they already have a little bit of NIO's infrastructure in those markets, it's perfect for them to bring ONVO and Firefly into those markets as well. I'm telling you, that's going to be very interesting. What's very interesting, it was when there's this rumor that was going around that NIO could potentially buy the Audi factory. I believe it was in Belgium. And NIO CEO, I think his response was literally like, you know what, if Audi can't afford that factory, how do you really think we can? And I thought that was such a brilliant response. I would have loved it if they could buy the Audi factory, but it is a limited factory. It's very limited. There's not a lot of room for expansion. It's a very limited factory. So, and I think because of that limitations, Audi is finding it to be incredibly inefficient to manufacture vehicles on such a large scale for Audi. So essentially, they're just saying, well, if Audi can't maintain that factory in terms of profitability, what makes you think that NIO can? And, it just adds more mystery to the fact that we really don't know if NIO is going to build a factory in Europe anytime soon. I think they will have to eventually, but it's just so annoying to not have any updates on that. I think it's obvious that they need factory in Europe, they need factory, you know, possibly in East Asia. They need factory in somewhere in the American continent, either South or North America. They're going to need factories in Africa as well. And they're expanding to Abu Dhabi, to Egypt. So Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Morocco is known for building a lot of vehicles. So they have a lot of places that they could potentially create a factory. There's also South Africa as well that is known for building vehicles such as Volkswagen vehicles. So there's always that possibility as well. Naturally, if they're going to build a factory anyway, I think they want to build a factory that already has an automotive or electric industry. Just that's how the industry works. A lot of these car companies, they tend to live just next door to each other. Like their factories are sometimes just a foot through away from each other. And I think the Germans have really shown that this is a great way to run the automotive industry. It's more efficient if everyone is in close proximity to each other. Then success is a sure. Success is a sure because when the tides are in, all boats rise. That's a saying that it cannot be more accurate. So according to official documents released in China, the factory designed or designated for producing Firefly vehicles, it's expected to have an annual output capacity of 120,000 units. That's an annual capacity after all. That would be rather impressive for ONVO, or sorry, for Firefly. It'd be impressive just for, the NIO brand in general. But even more crazy is the fact that regarding to the development progress of Firefly, the chief executive said that the model will be priced around 100,000 RMB. That's around $13,800 US dollars. That's roughly a starting price, and it could go up to 27,600 US dollars. In China, that's around 200 RMB. So think about that for a moment. That'd be so. Starting prices, they want to be incredibly affordable, but they can range that price all the way up to around 27,600 grand. That would be remarkable. So that would be remarkable for sure. If there's any other updates on the Firefly vehicles or the Firefly brand or on ONVO or a NIO brand, and it's something that I need to talk about, please send it to me. Leave it in the comments. Let me know. I like to talk more about these things, but also when these vehicles do eventually are unveiled, it's going to be a very exciting times. Right now, the EU and China continues to talk on tariff solutions for imported EVs. This conversation, this negotiation is probably going to go on for a very long time because right now it's just so anticlimactic in the world. There's just so much things that are going on that something like this is probably not going to get resolved that quickly, unfortunately. But listen, that's where I'd like to end the video today. If there's anything that I missed in this video, leave it in the comments and I'll look into it for the next video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to see more. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you in our next video. Peace. Let's get that ONVO sedan. I want to see what that looks like. That's going to be exciting.